places where you are completely alone and yet you are never truly unobserved. Some mysteries are never meant to be solved, but here we dig them up. Tonight, we investigate 3 separate encounters from 3 different corners of the globe. 3 content creators who decided to spend a night in the shadows and in return came face to face with the unknown. We are digging up the files on 3 cases where the only evidence is the terror recorded on camera. The Silent Man, the Tracker, and the Flashlight Intruder. These are the accounts of those who dared to look away from the path, and they are analyzed using the CRIME formula: context, rising action, investigation, mystery, and ending. Because every story has an answer, even if the answer is just how deep the darkness truly runs. Our first file focuses on Ian, a YouTuber who was stealth camping in a McDonald's parking lot in Palm Springs, California in January 2024. For Ian, this was routine. He'd weathered sandstorms and heavy rain. A quiet parking lot was a luxury. He chose the spot for its perceived security, light, proximity to people, a common strategy among urban campers. But this spot was also highly visible, meaning that while he felt safe, he was exposed. The who is Ian. The where is a beacon of supposed safety. Ian was lying down in the back of his car, seconds away from sleep, when the stillness was interrupted. The rising action was a noise that no one wants to hear when they are locked inside their vehicle. The sound of someone trying to open his passenger side door, not once, but repeatedly. The rattling sound was insistent, cold, and immediate. Ian bolted upright, pacing, build tension with quick cuts to the door handle. Ian made the quick decision to confront the intruder from the safety of his locked car.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up? What's up, man? What's going on? What are you doing?
There was a pulled down the window slightly and called out. The obstacle was a man standing right outside the door. What was his unsettling silence
doing?
Hey, bro. What's up? What you doing, man? Ain't weird, bro.
This one
repeatedly called out, "What's going on, man? What are you doing?" The figure simply stared back, never speaking a word, never explaining why he was attempting to breach the vehicle. The emotional peak is the utter terror of the unexplained. The man was not aggressive, but his silence was more menacing than any threat. Ian wisely stayed locked inside, started the car, and immediately drove to a more secluded spot within the same lot. He had to assume the threat was over, but it wasn't. Just minutes later, he spotted the same man, now pacing the parking lot, searching almost deliberately for the car he had just left. The investigation confirmed a deliberate act, not a confused mistake. The mystery, why the silence? Was he a mentally ill individual, harmlessly confused? Or was he a seasoned predator? Someone acting confused only after being caught, intending to rob Ian, or worse, knowing the isolated nature of the stealth camper. The how suggests a calculated approach, looking for an opportunity. Fortunately, Ian drove completely out of the area, making it safely through the night. But the encounter left a permanent mark. He drove away unscathed, but the image of that silent, searching figure remains one of the darkest, unsolved encounters in urban stealth camping. When the threat is silent and without a clear motive, it is often the most terrifying. Now let's move from an anonymous parking lot to a location known for its darkness. Our second file takes us across the Atlantic to Jaywick, England, a small coastal village historically named one of the most deprived towns in the UK. YouTuber Brendan Explores wanted to see if the village was truly as bad as the media made it out to be. The Who is an adventurous vlogger. The Where is a location steeped in economic hardship and crime. The rising action started early. Brendan parked his van in a promising lot, but soon noticed the red flags, loud, late-night racers, and a general air of desperation. He felt exposed and became a prime target. Thinking safety meant isolation.
And I've been in the game, got more hits than they got banged.
And
Brendan made a crucial mistake. He left the perceived danger of the town and drove down a secluded dirt trail, parking the van in the middle of nowhere. No houses, no roads, only complete, deafening darkness. At 2:30 a.m., hours after he fell asleep, he was jolted awake. The obstacle was footsteps, slow, heavy footsteps circling the exterior of his van.
I think someone's outside the van. Half past 2. Or someone just tried to do.
Hey!
He was alone, and he was being watched. The howl suggests the intruder may have tracked him from the moment he left town, waiting for him to settle into the most vulnerable spot possible. He could hear the desperate sound of someone trying to force the van's sliding door. Trapped and terrified, he was unable to move. But before he could even process his next move, the confrontation escalated to terrifying violence. The emotional peak, the moment of complete violation, was when the intruder, failing to open the door, simply smashed the passenger side window with a blunt object. The instant Brendan started screaming, the attacker fled. The window was shattered, but nothing was taken. The what was a violent break-in attempt. The why is the true mystery. Was the goal a petty theft, to steal a small refrigerator that was on the seat? Or was the theft a pretext for something more sinister, abandoned only when the target shouted? The fact that the attacker knew where to find him, miles down a remote trail, is the most chilling detail. The tracker element transforms this from a random encounter into a possible premeditated ambush. The ending for Brendan was immediate retreat. He drove straight through the night until daybreak, never stopping again. The terror of being followed and the sound of that glass shattering was enough to make him realize how exposed he truly was. This encounter remains unsolved, a chilling reminder that in the dark there are no witnesses. Our final file takes us deep into the wooded trails of Austria, England, with YouTuber Daniel Mark Brown. This time the goal was not urban stealth, but deep off-trail isolation. Daniel found the perfect spot, completely hidden from any hiking trail. The Who is a solitary camper. The Where is the deep woods, where true isolation is the primary defense. He cooked dinner by the river, came back, and was asleep by the time the trail emptied out. 90 minutes into his sleep, the sound of cracking branches jolted him awake. He was alone, deep in the woods, and something was moving outside the small perimeter of his camp.
I've 100% been spotted. Right, I'm trying to keep calm and keeping calm. I'm almost too scared to breathe here. I think a dog or something
presented itself, cutting through the total darkness.
Oh, that's right. They're looking straight at me. I am trying not to panic.
The unmistakable cold beam of a flashlight. Someone was there, and they were aiming the light directly at his position. The emotional peak is not the violence, but the utter stillness of the confrontation.
Hello?
They haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible, but when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were, but somewhere in that direction. I'll forget it. Let's just go.
Daniel knew he was spotted. He finally found the courage to call out into the darkness. Hello? The flashlight didn't waver, but instead of replying, running, or attacking, the intruder simply turned off the light and disappeared back into the woods just as silently as they came. The mystery here is absolute. Who was it? Was it an innocent hiker, equally startled to hear a voice in the dark? Or was it an ambush? The fact that they refused to respond and vanished with practiced ease suggests a far more unsettling intent. The refusal to reply and the silent retreat are the marks of someone who did not want their presence or intentions known. They had the drop on him, they had the upper hand, and yet they left. The ending was Daniel's frantic escape. He packed his belongings and fled the wooded area, reasoning that it was safer to be on the move than to risk another silent encounter with a pursuer who knew exactly where to find him. He was safe, but the true identity and motive of the Flashlight Intruder remained buried in the darkness of the Austri woods. 3 separate geographies, 3 distinct encounters, but all share the same terrifying common denominator, a deliberate confrontation in a moment of extreme vulnerability, followed by a silent escape, leaving behind only the chilling why and how questions. The silent man, the tracker, the flashlight intruder, they reveal a dark reality of the modern world, that the most frightening things aren't the ghosts or the monsters, but the humans who approach your car or tent under the cover of darkness with no discernible reason at all. These are the mysteries that were never meant to be solved, but here we dug them up. Which of these encounters was the most chilling to you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're drawn to the dark side of the unexplained, make sure you subscribe, because the shadows are deep and we have so many more files to dig through. This is bone-chilling,